everyone. PK Mutch here, founder and publisher of Liisbeth Media, and this is my November 2022 Viewpoint. So, entrepreneurship, small business, isn't it great? It's a wonderful world. And as the fiscal year draws to a close, for many of us, all we hear in our heads is push, push, push.
Williams, a push, push, push business. Push and drive. A push, push, push business, Williams. It's push, push, push all the way, all the time. It's push, push, push all the way, all the time. Right on down the line. Give them the old push, push, push. And everything push, push, push.
Yes, in the enterprise world, the narratives are always about more, bigger, bigger, faster, farther, and grow, grow, grow. We are told that if we don't push, we risk enterprise death. And that when an enterprise dies or closes at year 2 or year 10 or 20 years, it's because it has failed. 80% of small enterprises close within 5 years, a stat we often hear about. Even Fortune 500 companies these days are said to have an average lifespan of about 18 years. I don't even think Facebook is 18 years old yet. But folks, here's the thing. The secret no one tells you in incubators or accelerators or in business is this. An enterprise is not a machine. An enterprise is not a machine. It is not a car. It is not something you fix with a wrench when it's no longer moving the way you like. An enterprise, at least from a feminist perspective, is a business that is a living thing. An enterprise is a living thing. It is created by people, for people. It gets its energy from people, and it's nourished by an extended community, a network of networks. And without the life force of people, it just simply can't exist. Now, as a living thing, like trees or animals in a forest, various types of enterprises simply have different lifespans programmed into them based on their founder's vision, socioeconomic or political context, plus what they were designed to be or become in the first place. For example, maple trees can live up to about 300 years. They're designed to do that. But shrubs that surround them may have a lifespan of 10 to 15 years. And other plants within that forest may even have less of a life plan. All those plants are necessary in a economic ecosystem, but not all plants have the same life cycle or the same lives. Two plants, two different lives. And when trees die, or anything dies for that matter, we don't call it a fail. We call it natural. We call it life. So instead of thinking about an enterprise like some sort of resource-hungry perpetual motion machine, let's consider that an enterprise, like a tree or a fox, is a kind of life form. And if your enterprise is a living thing, what kind of living thing is it? And how will thinking of it as a living thing change the decisions you make about it over time? How will it change your attitude towards your business and what you're doing with your business? Now, when it comes to Liisbeth, which is now 7 years old, I think of it as an immortal jellyfish. That's kind of where I landed when I think about my business as a life form. And apparently, the immortal jellyfish lives forever, but it only does so by returning to its polyp stage every so often, essentially transforming its cells into a younger state that will eventually grow into adulthood all over again. Essentially, in order to grow, it goes back to the beginning. It reduces itself back down to a starting point and then looks around and then grows up again. And so it is with Liisbeth. I mentioned that it's 7 years old, and we have accomplished much in 7 years. And our readership continues to grow. We're up over 40,000 unique readers annually now. But as the founder, I feel something in my bones. Something is happening, and I've been feeling this for some time now. And I feel like it's time for Liisbeth to perhaps return to its polyp stage and regenerate and grow into something new, grow into adulthood again. And I feel like this has to happen in the coming years. So, dear friends and readers, Starting this January 2023, we are going to be slowing down our publishing operations. We're still publishing and we'll still be putting out stories, but we will be using some of the energy that we would normally put towards publishing more and growing into kind of thinking about what we want to reemerge as in the next year. All of our bills are paid. We have no debt and we have money in the bank. We are good. But we have spoken with many readers and stakeholders, and this we know the feminist enterprise community and economy has grown so much and strengthened a lot in the last 7 years. And we are proud that Liisbeth Media has been a huge part of that. Liisbeth Media put feminist entrepreneurship on the map in Toronto, in Canada, and have supported feminist entrepreneur communities in other places like the US, the UK, Germany, Australia, India, and other places as well. It has helped elevate, find, and connect folks doing this important work. And we help to solidify the feminist enterprise world as a unique, important economic systems innovation space if what we want is a fair, just, inclusive economy in the future. But at this point in our journey, we feel that the feminist enterprise space has kind of outgrown Liisbeth's current incarnation. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am. And I feel like feminist enterprises now need a larger platform. And we need to find ways to deepen, integrate, and leverage our work in other aligned movement spaces as well. It's time for us to reflect and hone our purpose given these realities so that we can showcase the potential and impact of feminist enterprise work in ways that can mobilize the entire small business sector. We're thinking bigger now. And I say small business because, frankly, I don't think large corporations have it in them to integrate post-capitalist concepts in their own organizations. All right, they're struggling enough with DEI, but founders and owners of small business have more control, and they can make those decisions. They can choose to do business differently. They can choose to do business in a post-growth and post-capitalist way. The world needs what feminist enterprise founders have to offer now more than ever. We are kind of the only ones reinventing kind of the nature of business itself. We're not just creating like our social enterprise cousins. We're creating solutions to problems, but that's not what it's about. We're really thinking about how to do business differently and how to resource businesses differently and how business ecosystems can function differently. We're looking at the how, not so much the what. And the world needs what feminist enterprise founders have to offer. If we want a post-capitalist, post-colonial, post-oppression centered economy, all businesses, in my view, should be feminist businesses going forward. In fact, ideally, there would be a day where no one would even have to identify as an anti-oppression based enterprise space or work because everyone will be working in that way. So back to the polyp stage for Liisbeth. From there, or from this point on, we are going to still be out there, but we're going to use some of our resources to rest and regenerate. And during this time, we will be using our energy and our humanness and our connection to the community to engage in emergent strategy, Adrienne Marie Brown's emergent strategy process to allow what needs to emerge to emerge. Enterprises don't have to grow perpetually. Sometimes they just need to stop and look around and follow where their community is going or find out where their community is going and help them go there. A fundamental part of doing this is moving from doing to listening. Sometimes we are so busy in our enterprise work that we don't have the time to be present. So we want to move from practice to presence and moving from push, push, push to the idea that there is always a right time for right work. Slowing down is okay, and rethinking things is okay. And businesses can, like jellyfish, regenerate. So, like I said, over the next few months, won't see us publishing a lot of new features like we used to. And we are moving the newsletter to a quarterly cycle just for now. And that said, we will continue to, at the same time, I should say, we will continue to invest in the community and the development of the Feminist Enterprise Commons space. And we will keep you posted as our thinking evolves. Meanwhile, we invite you to continue to support our work in the months ahead. And we will, of course, keep you posted, as we've said. If you have any questions, comments, or thoughts or ideas, we would love to hear from you. And you can email me directly at petra@evolution.com. So, meanwhile, meanwhile, enjoy the holiday season. We are not doing a big campaign this year to raise funds for the next editorial year or anything like that. We will come back with a campaign once we have figured out what it is we really want to, where we want to take this all next. And so we'll be back with an update in January. Um, Someone once told me that to last in business, you have to be strong and learn to harden up. Push, 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 as the video said. But I disagree. I say instead of being push, push, push and hard, 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 I say be like jellyfish. See you next time and have a wonderful holiday season.